You say slow down. I don't like to move too fast.
This is part one of the Craftsman Emerson Generation 2 drill press rebuild series, actually a set of two of them for 2026. I've rebuilt a couple of these Gen 2s, and I'll put a link for the most recent one that I did at the top of the screen. In this video, we're going to have a brief introduction. I'm going to cover a little bit of the history of the Gen 2s and how we got to here, and some differences between the models. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff and welcome to my shop. We got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. So here we are. These are two 1967 Emerson Generation 2 drill presses, and they only made these models for 3 years. The floor standing model is a 113-24560, and the bench top is ending in 40. Otherwise, they are basically the exact same drill press, but we'll talk about there are a few variations between them. They were both built in 1967, so one would think that everything on them should be exactly the same, but that's not the case. And that's one of the weird little things about the Generation 2s. One of the reasons why I love them so much. So you can see that one of them has quite a bit of pitting and rust on the parts, and the other one looks really good. And so one of these was donated to me by a viewer, and the other one I purchased, but a viewer donated the floor standing base and column, and I'm going to be converting that bench top into a floor standing model as well. And then I've purchased quite a few parts from here and there. So this motor here is a 113-12130, and it is a capacitor start motor. And both of these motors are half horsepowers. So this one is a split phase motor, and it is a 113-12120, and it's a 1964 model. So that other motor was a 1967 model. And here I'm just showing the split phase motor has sleeve bearings, while the capacitor start motor has ball bearings. So obviously the bench top base is smaller than the floor standing base, but the tables on them are almost identical. And I think there is a thinner table model out there for these Gen 2s. But notice that the end cap right there for the belt cover is different between these two, although they were built in the same year. And this is my personal Generation 2, and it is also a 1967 model. But the Generation 2s were an improvement, if you will, over the 150 series. And this is some of the parts that I've picked up along the way to aid in the rebuilding of these two. Some model number data plates. So these models came with these column collars, and I've picked up these other column collars that I'm going to use. They're actually some kind of pipe mounting bracket that I found somewhere online. And we are going to be converting the power panels in these to a 2-switch system. They had just one switch on them that would turn on the light and the motor at the same time. But my buddy Frank Lee came up with a mod for that, and so we're going to be modifying those. So let's talk a little bit about how we got here. So in 1933, this was the Walker Turner 13-inch drill press, and this is the patent from 1933 for W.B. Turner of Walker Turner. This is the 15-inch Atlas in 1933. And notice that Atlas started using the ball bearings in the head casting real similar to how we get to where we are with King Sealy. So in 38, this is a 15-inch, and they introduced the spline drive spindle. And here's a patent for it. So in 46, we get the Craftsman 100 series from King Sealy, and they utilized both the ball bearings and the spline drive spindle. In 58, we get the 150 series. And in 64, Emerson takes over production. So you have in that year King Sealy and Emerson 150s out there, which is why we call the Emerson first generation were the 150s. So then we get to 1967, which is the year that this Generation 2 was made. And so what is a Generation 2 drill press? Well, again, this one is one that I've already rebuilt. This one's mine. And they took things that had appeared on other drill presses over the years or didn't appear on them and incorporated them all into one drill press. For instance, the belt cover. We have Mohawk models that had belt covers before this, and we had Atlas drill presses that had covers, and even Walker Turner drill presses that had belt covers. But most of those were not manufactured under the Craftsman name. And we have a really long spindle in this model. That's a change from the 150. We have a power panel built into the model where the motor plugs into it, and then we have an on-off switch. And that didn't occur until this model. And here you can see where I've modified it for a light and a motor switch. And they had this really weird but cool method of hinging the motor so that you could tension the belt. And a variant of this continued into the Generation 3s and 4s. Notice just the head casting is this L shape, and there's this big open area here, which on a 100 or a 150, it was all cast iron, but there was nothing in that center section. And of course, it came with column collars. And then they made the table be able to accept a rotating table accessory on the back. So that's the Gen 2. So if we compare some of the basic parts of the Gen 2 with the 150 or Emerson Gen 1. So here we have the quill. On the left is the Gen 2. And it is 9 1/4 inches long, and the 150 is 7 3/8 long. Otherwise, they are exactly the same. The gear rack on the Gen 2 is a little longer as well. These are the spindles. Again, the one on the left is the Gen 2, and the one on the right is a 150. And the Gen 2 is 19 inches, and the 150 is 15 inches. So the Gen 2 spindle also has a little bit different of a thrust collar there. And it has 2 slots in it for retaining rings, which is how the bearings are held in place, as opposed to the way that the 150 and the 100 series hold all of that together with a thrust collar. These are the feed stop rods. Since we've got a longer spindle and a longer quill, we've got a longer feed stop rod. So the Gen 2 is 9 1/2 inches long, and the 150 is 7 1/2 inches long, which all translates into 2 inches in additional travel. Now, talking about variations, these are your two nose pieces or caps for the belt covers, and you can see that the main difference is one of them has embossed lettering and the other one has a decal. Otherwise, they're identical. Another weird variation is the guard plate. I've seen 3 different models of it now, and here you're looking at 3 of them, and they all function to mount the belt cover and let it be a stop for it. But notice the little holes in the sides there. And this one has inserts in it, which makes that diameter smaller. Only 2 of them have these tabs on the sides, which the belt cover rests on, and these tabs that stick up, and then 4 mounting holes versus 2 mounting holes. So just weird that there's these variations in them, even within the same year of manufacture. But yeah, these are the 2 drill presses we're going to be rebuilding in this video series, and we're going to be making them both floor standing. That column is actually from a 100 drill press, so it's taller than the column even on this Gen 2. So I may end up putting that column on my Gen 2 and using my Gen 2 column on one of these. So both of these will get stripped and they will get repainted and cleaned up, and probably some replacement parts here and there to get them where I want them. And then I'm going to be selling both of them. So yeah, if you're in the metro Atlanta area and looking for a Generation 2 that it'd be in pristine order, and be on the lookout. But this should be an interesting series. I've not built 2 drill presses at the same time, but they're the same model, and with the exception of a few minor variations, all these parts should be completely interchangeable. So that's the plan. I have no idea how many videos it's going to take, but I wanted to get this introductory video out there and let you guys know what the plan was. And that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you got any questions or comments, place them in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate the support, and I will see you next time.